Years ago, European cars were the standard of what luxury meant. And as time went, everything evolves. And so do cars. Before, we just had diesel and petrol cars. And today we have hybrid, electric, hydrogen, and so many other things. Good day, guys. It's your bodylo from Mzansi Petrol Headz, and welcome back to the channel. And I was hoping we would reach 20,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So please, if you haven't done it yet, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. This is the Omoda C9 PHEV. PHEV obviously stands for hybrid. This car produces 440 kilowatts and a whopping 915 Newton meters of torque. That's a lot, especially for a family SUV, which I personally drag raced and beat an Audi S3 on the drag strip. Don't believe it? Well, here's the clip. But
okay, now this is a nice race.
yes!
Yo, are you gone, boy?
Yo! But today's video is not about drag races. It's about exploring what the Chinese have brought to our market and the many possibilities that this vehicle brings, and some of the things which are not so good. Now, let's just start with the exterior, for example. We have this car blessed in this beautiful gray color, and I like the looks of this car. Out of all the Chinese vehicles I've tested, I feel like this is the most masculine one, maybe also in terms of the Omooda range, of the C9 and the C5. The C5 is the more lady-looking one, and even if you look at Haval or Julian, for me, they feel like they are cars which are meant for women. With this, as you unlock the car, you are greeted by those LED bars greeting you up there, and that's such a nice look, and those LED lights at night are so cool. You have the normal Omoda design language, Omoda written there, and the triangle, what do you call this? The shape, yes, the shapey front grille, if I could call it that. Don't grill me in the comments, right? But that's just the front profile. As you come to the side and you're greeted by the whole car side profile, you can notice this massive 20-inch tires, which usually 20-inch tires do affect your ride quality. But these are Michelin tires, and you get this nice pop-up door handles. As you walk in and walk away, the car unlocks or locks itself. And when you look at the whole side profile, you get a lot of different vehicle designs. From some angles, I see sort of like the Lexus. From some angles, I see sort of like a Porsche. And from other angles, it's different other vehicles. But what the Chinese have done is that they've taken all the best parts from multiple vehicles and made, I want to say, the perfect product. But that's for you to decide. At the end of the video, you will comment what you guys think. So as I said, this car is a hybrid. So you get two filling up ports, if I can say. This is the petrol one, and on the other side, you have the way you charge the car. Now you come to one of the most controversial parts for me when it comes to this vehicle, the rear. One thing you'll notice when I say the Porsche design, this is like taken from the Cayenne, I feel, but it looks good on this vehicle, especially looking at the whole silhouette of the vehicle. One thing I do not like is these fake four pipes. There is literally a block, like it's blocked. This is not even funny anymore, guys. The actual two pipes are under, and I'll show you guys a clip of that as we go on. But generally, that's just my concerns, and I don't know, what can we say? Even if it was two pipes, it's going to be better. The actual pipes, we were going to like it, but whatever. And then, you just have all-wheel drive PHEV. This car is all-wheel drive. We have a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine and two electric motors. Hence, the car produces all that massive power. I know you're probably killing me in the comments with the 1.5 liter. Yes, I understand. It's not really ideal. And this car has a 3-speed gearbox, which works. We'll talk about that when you do the drive. But overall, I don't know what else I have to show you guys, except that this is a beautiful silhouette and exterior design. As I did mention, the electric charging port. And one of my favorite things every time when you come to this vehicle is just the light show it continuously gives you whenever you lock and unlock the car. But what do you guys think of the outside? Let's hop into the inside. Now we're gonna hop into the inside indefinitely. I just want to quickly show you guys the boot and how big it actually is. And you can open that from the button. And here you have this many liters right here. And you can see that it's really that many liters when you open. We have an AC charger which you can use at charging stations in case the DC charger is being used, and abundance of space and batteries all over the floor, and we can lay down the seats and have more space. You can choose to close the tailgate from the button or just press here. And if you've reached this far in the video, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, as when you subscribe it helps us get more cars and get more views, and we are able to buy more equipment. You know, I want to get that 360 and some GoPros to give you guys more beautiful content. So please, guys, please support the channel. Welcome to the interior of the Omoda C9, and it's telling me to refuel, but that's not a train smash because we still have 99 kilometers of battery range. Anyway, let's talk about the interior of this car. First of all, it's hot, so let's turn on the AC. You turn it on by switching on this knob, and you have your different settings. Now, because my driver setting is so back, I have to reach forward, but there's a few cool things you can do here. The passengers can control the volume from here. It tells you the quality of the oxygen inside and outside. And one thing I recently learned is that this car comes with fragrances. There is a fragrance thing which is at the bottom here, which you can use and adjust the different scents and the level of the scent you want. The seats can be heated and ventilated front and back, and the aircon system for me is quite usable. Heated steering wheel also, and you can turn it up naturally or like this, whichever one works for you. Let me just take it down to 2. I want a lot of noise. We have a setting where to show set whether when you come into the vehicle does it automatically turn on the aircon to adjust to temperature and so forth. And then to just let this disappear, you can just slide it down, and we are at our main infotainment screen. There's a lot of settings, and unfortunately I won't go through all of them today, but one of my favorite things to do before I go further is when you use the normal car navigation and you just swipe it to the left, it automatically pops up on this side. One of my favorite things from the inside is that when I take calls, I take them from these speakers up here. So not all the passengers, they can hear the conversation, but I hear it in the speakers and I communicate directly with the person. It makes it much more easier than all the speakers blasting out what someone else is saying. But I love it. When taking calls and everything, everybody's just like, where's the sound coming from? And pretty dope. Coming back here, sorry. Good. Quick settings when you want to change the car from hybrid to EV and so forth. It's like this: HEV, EV, EV Plus. With EV Plus, which I usually use a lot, it tells you that you're going to be pure electric mode, what. That's the one I mostly use. We have the driver mode settings, or you can switch it from HEV to EV. And right now we're in eco mode. As we switch it in EV, it won't switch. You have to go to HEV, and then we can switch. Normal mode, sport mode, snow mode, mud mode. And then the car's gonna go on and off-roading. Video. On this side of the steering of the infotainment screen driver's display, we have your traction off button where you just press it here, your hill descent, which you also just press it here, and then AVM is just to go back to that camera that I was talking about. And the driver's controls here are pretty explanatory. This steering wheel is quite an interesting one, I must add. This 2-bar section, I kind of like it, but I'm used to steering wheels where like sometimes you can hold it here. These holes for me just don't make sense, but I like the look going along with the whole vehicle. And one thing we cannot forget about is the double sunvisors. I've only found this in a Range Rover, and the fact that it's in this car is pretty cool. And the materials on this interior are very, very luxurious feeling. This is suede, but for kids I wouldn't advise it. Also, the white seats, also being white, is not something I would widely prefer if this is going to be a family car. But when you come to the overall layout of everything, the car looks good and I like it, man. It feels luxurious. I do keep on mentioning that a lot of things are from Mercedes. You look at the door buttons here, the seat adjusting buttons here, this opening area here. This can come out like that for extra storage, or you could just slot it in again. This is enough cabin space here, and you can even put some cold air in there. You can just open this, close it. There we go. It's putting in some cold air. And just the overall design of the AC system, which, as I said, you control from here, it comes through here, and there's an ambient lighting that goes there. It's always flashing, and there's another main ambient lighting on the door, which you can set the color to that. We have a nice panoramic sunroof, and you open it from here. I just wish that in terms of the sunroof is that when you lock the car, everything closes, even the cover for the sunroof. And every time you get into the car, it has to be a setting of you making sure you have to open this first, then the sunroof. I wish there could be just a preset setting where that won't change. The hazards are weirdly placed here, but I guess you'll get used to that as time goes. It's easy to turn on the lights, you don't need to touch, you just wave there, switch it off. Easy stuff, man. Lovely technology, but the panoramic sunroof is the true catcher. And I just love panoramic sunroofs. It's just that in the heat we've been having lately, it's not advisable to open this. I drive a lot with the sunroof open, and it's just a pretty neat, comfortable car. And yet this material, as I was saying, the seats are white, and this material is sort of gray or white also. And the kids have touched it once, and you can see that there's some black marks there. It's gonna be a hassle to get this clean all the time. You will start to realize that this isn't just a clever hybrid. It's built like a proper luxury SUV. The white Napa leather seats contrast beautifully with warm brown trim, giving the cabin an airy yet premium feel. In the rear, you'll find hidden USB Type-C ports and dedicated space for children or passengers, with plenty of headroom and legroom, so no one feels squeezed in. The heated and ventilated seats are controllable from the back, so everyone gets to pick their comfort zone. And for the sound lovers, you are treated with the Sony surround sound system, with 12 speakers standard in South Africa, or even 14 in some markets. It's the kind of interior that says, yes, we are riding first class. You guys something about this car in terms of consumption. So I'm taking a trip of 31 kilometers. As you can see, my electric range is 14 kilometers and my petrol range is 69. I poured 200 petrol this morning. It gave me a range of like 130 something because it was really low. I was lazy to pour last night. But let's see how much I'm pouring 150 now. You see it's going up. I know 150 doesn't sound like much. I also want to see how much this car actually consumes while charging and how much range do we get. So let's switch the car to HEV mode. Right. Let's put it into HEV and we are on. This is the range we have at the moment while we are doing this. Alright, so I arrived at my location and we've lost 55 kilometers from the petrol range, and my trip distance was 31 kilometers. Yet we gained 16 kilometers on the EV while charging. So for me, I feel like this really does chow a lot because it's trying to drive while charging the batteries. So the consumption for me, that range of 150 or 900 and something, it's not really realistic. Maybe I should take this car on a long road trip and see how it fathoms, but it's not giving me much hope, believe me. But what do you guys think? Omoda claims that the C9 PHEV will do 1,100 kilometers on full charge and a full tank of 70 liters, with the EV range being 150 kilometers and the petrol range being 950 kilometers. But according to my test, I think we should lower that by 20 to 30%, giving us a result of around 880 kilometers or 770 kilometers, depending on how you drive. Here's why. I did a quick trip of 31 kilometers, and at the start, the vehicle showed 14 kilometers on battery range and 178 on petrol. When I arrived, the EV read 30 kilometers and the petrol was 123 kilometers, as I was charging the battery while driving, and so the engine is working twice as hard to charge the battery and to drive the vehicle. Meaning, for the total trip of 31 kilometers, the car consumed around 39 kilometers of range, which is 25.8% more energy than it's supposed to be, which averages out to around 8.8 liters per 100 kilometers, coming from the baseline of 7 liters per 100 kilometers Omoda claims. Not brilliant for a short HEV trip, but typically the engine runs to top the battery while you drive. So that's how it's going to be. So with this method, if you are driving with the full 1,100 kilometers of range and the battery depletes and it has to charge over and over again, and it will deplete as you drive on HEV and EV, the total numbers come back to the 30 to 20% loss I gave in the beginning. So realistically speaking, you can do around 880 kilometers of range in the Omoda C9. Issue we do get sometimes when coming to charge the vehicle. For example, the one I like to use here in Centurion, it's not the fastest, but it works well enough for me to come here very often. So I found a BYD Shock 6 charging here. It's using the fast charger, as you can see, which is the DC charger, and I'm using my AC charger here. You can see the differences. This one is charging at 7 kilowatts and I'm charging at less than 1 kilowatt. But I'm sure his car will be full very soon, and hopefully he gets an alert. And yeah, look at it. Oh no, sorry, here's the thing, 30 kilowatts, I'm using 6.8. Yeah, you're gonna be here for a while. People said in South Africa, guys, we always said load shedding. I'm charging and the power just went out. Like, come on, the machine is off. South Africa, ne? Moved to another charger. It's gonna start up in a few seconds. Let's see how long this one takes. Since I'm the only car here, it should be doing well. But yeah, we'll see how long it says it takes and how many. 29.8 kilowatts. Let's see how long it takes for the car to be full. This is gonna take the car an estimated an hour to get full. So what time is it now? It's 14:41. So hopefully by 3:41 we are done. 20 minutes or more after its actual time, it said we are finally 100%. The range for this vehicle is supposed to be 150. I wonder where my 9 kilometers went. I'm sure we'll regain that as we go. But let's go discharge the car. Discharge. That sounds wrong. Motion. Big baller ocean. So let's go for a drive in the Omoda C9. Because I'm in park. So firstly, actually, that, right? This car won't take off without the seat belt being put on. It's a very good safety feature, but for someone like me who doesn't have an electronic gate, I get out of the car, put in the seat belt. No, I get in the car, put in the seat belt. Wait, I get out of the car, taking off the seat belt, opening the gate. To go in the gate, I have to put in the seat belt again, then take it off. It could be quite tedious. But I mean, that's not something really I could be complaining a lot about. This car is actually comfortable, and you can put the suspension into different settings. We have different driving modes: sport, normal, eco. And in sport is where you sort of get a gist of a few things. I'm not sure if you guys will hear the rev limiter or whatever, because this car only has three gears. I know it's funny technology, it works when it can. I just don't like the sound of the engine when it comes in. It comes in revving high. So I'm going to put it into sport mode right now, right? No, it's in snow mode. Sport mode. Listen. Wow. Let me take out my mic so maybe you guys can sort of hear what I'm talking about. So mics are out, right? Listen. For long distance trips. Very, very comfortable, very spacious, and it's very quiet. It's just that I'm sure you can hear the wind noise somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from. guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and tell me if you guys would get this car. I would love to test it out. I think it's worth it.